2021 Specialized Allez Sprint frame, completely built with SRAM force, size 58, 17 pounds 4 ounces. In kilos, we're looking at 7.90 kilos. I'll have the full build listed in the video ahead. Stay tuned to after video where we'll do a free body sound test on the Rapide CL wheels. Thank you guys. Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is GC Performance here, back with another video, and today I have for you guys the 2021 Specialized Allez Sprint frame disc. This was a custom build-up. The customer just got his hands on this bike. I know what you guys are thinking. Don't put it in my comment section because I can't get these. They're sold out for the year. He bought this, I think, from Specialized website direct, which is kind of weird, but yes, he bought it from them directly and it got shipped to his house. But now when you go to buy it, they are completely sold out of this color and also the dusty blue color as well. And they didn't do a complete build for the bike yet. I don't know why. Maybe they ran out of parts. Maybe they just, I don't know, with the whole COVID thing, they just couldn't find it. So hopefully in the future they have some more of these bikes to do, because the custom build-ups or the complete builds to them, I think retail for $2,200. I think it's a great bike to start off with. But so this guy got this frame. The frame retail for $1,500. This is a size 58, weighed in at 17 pounds 7 ounces, and we did a SRAM Force Axis ETAP build-up, 1x12, no front derailleur on here. And then he actually got these Rapide CL wheels as well to go with it. He bought them aftermarket. He got a pretty good deal on them, so I don't know the whole price for it, because he got kind of like the pieces, bits in here, here and there for the build-up. But I mean, it's a beautiful looking bike. This is like the white Albany looking color, similar to a Tarmac Pro. Just the Specialized logo is more gray and has that kind of chameleon sparkle to it. And also the front, then more the Tarmac Pro, which is more gray. But color looks absolutely insane. If you can get this bike or are thinking about getting this bike, I definitely recommend it, because I mean 17 pounds 7 ounces for a aluminum bike is great. That's pretty much a race ready bike. But let's get into the build and see what he did with it. So starting up at the top, we have the S-Works, Specialized S-Works shallow bars, just normal round bars, make it look more racier, if that's even a word. 44 centimeters from point to point. He went with the Specialized Tarmac SL7 stem. We're still waiting to get the top cap, because if you do just buy the stem, you don't buy Tarmac. They don't come with the stem, but it will be easy to find. We just have to look for it. Titanium bolts. This does come with the integrated mounting system for the future stem as well. You can run a Garmin, whatever kind of mounting system you want, so you don't have to have a Garmin mount right here, which is very cool. So we have that option right there. Going on down to the wheels, these are the new Revolve CL Rapides. These wheels are not sold aftermarket. He bought these on eBay just off takeoffs on a bike. They come with a DT Swiss 350 hub. Center lock rotors. They are rounded spokes and J-hook spokes, which is a little bit weird, but I know that the Alpinist CL wheels are bladed. I don't think they'd be vice versa, but it is what it is. Similar rim to what is on the CLX. You have a 35 millimeter width rim right here, so wider in the front. The depth is going to be 51 millimeters for the front rim depth. The rear is going to be 60, so it is staggered. And the reason why this is so wide is because with the wider rim, it makes it more tight on the ground, which will give you better control for crosswinds and downhill descending. And with a shallower depth, you don't have to worry about the wind blowing around as much either. Going to the bar tape, he just basically put on Specialized S-Works wrap tape on there. Looks really cool. I think he's gonna go with the Aerofly 2s, but as you guys have known, if you guys are looking at this bike as well, Aerofly 2 bars are almost impossible to get right now. We have the SRAM Force calipers, the SRAM Force rotors with the center lock rotors on there. We have the SRAM Force crank, the dub crank on there. The bottom bracket is a BB30, so if you do have to get it, you have to get a BB30 SRAM dub bottom bracket. The front chainring is going to be a 46 tooth chainring. Actually, I'm sorry, 44 tooth chainring, so he will have to probably upgrade that here in Florida, but definitely a nice starting gear. On the Allez Sprint frame, it is E5 smart weld aluminum. You can see there are some extra reinforcement weldings at all the kind of butted points. So boom, boom, the top right here as well, the bottom tube, the down tube. And the reason for that is because they want to reinforce this frame to be as stiff as possible. So when you are racing this bike or riding this bike, there is no lateral flex. It will help in crits, it will help to accelerate, it will help to climb, but it is a very, very nice bike. The Allez Sprint frames do come with a carbon fiber fork as well, so it's a fact carbon fork on here, so full carbon fiber fork. You have the through axles on there as well. The seat post is a proprietary seat post to the Allez Sprint. I think this was the same seat post that was on the Venge Vise, but it's an S-Works carbon fiber seat post. And then for the seat wedge, it's a 2-point tightening down system where you have the torque spec right there as well. The saddle he got was the Specialized power saddle. I think just the Expert, because of the fact that there was no availability, just a regular chromoly rails and a plastic body. The cassette on here is a 1026 SRAM Force axis wheel set. Cassette. The chain on here is going to be a SRAM Force chain as well. And then you have the SRAM Force rear derailleur with just the one battery. But 1x setup makes sense for him down here in Florida. We got no hills. Everything's very easy. 12 gears will be more than enough. If he decides he ever needs some extra gearing, he can always just get a different cassette in the back as well, and it'll be good to go. Again, you see the Revol Rapide CL in the back. It is a DT Swiss 350 in the rear with the ratchet system. This is an 18 tooth, so I'll do a sound head test at the end of it too, but it's not as loud, it's not as pronounced. And what that 18 tooth does, you can see right here, I'll show you. See how there's more space in between each click? Like I haven't even got to a click yet, but when I go up one click, you'll hear it. So there's more space. Whereas if you were to get a 36 tooth or a 54 tooth, there'll be more of a direct engagement. So it'll be better for climbing, better for accelerating quicker. But they say with more engagement, there is more drag. But if some people just like the noise of it, I'm down with that too. I don't mind. Again, regular J-hook spokes, rounded, not bladed. 60 millimeter rear depth in the back. These are not tubeless ready, so you cannot make them tubeless ready. Or I mean, they're not advertised as tubeless ready, so only tubes inside here. What else are we gonna say about this bike? Yeah, I mean, the Allez Sprint, I don't think you can even call it a budget bike anymore, because I know the frames are expensive. I think they're $1,500 for just the frames. It's definitely a cheaper route than buying an S-Works $5,500 frame or a Pro $3,200 frame. But it's a bike that you can literally get into. Let's say you are a very quick, fast rider, you want to get in some crit races and you're scared about laying down your bike, like let's say you have an S-Works bike as well and you don't want to lay down your S-Works bike in a crash or something like that. This is a bike that people will ride that will give you almost the same performance as an S-Works bikes for those short-term rides that you can perform on, and you can put nice components on it, and you don't have to worry about if you do lay this thing down, you get some scratches on it, you're like, oh, my bike's ruined. So it performs very, very well. It gives you the efficient power that you need. But in terms of like damaging your nicer stuff, which I have a lot of nice customers who race crit races just for fun, they don't want to drop their S-Works bikes and get into a crash and that be the end of it. So, and even for a bike that someone just wants to have for just all-around riding, I will say the aluminum is a little bit more rough on the body, but it's something that if you ride it, you're going to get used to it. Nowadays, with everyone riding 26, 28 millimeter tires or even 30 millimeter tires, you're going to have no problem with comfortability on these bikes. But just for those 60, 80, 100 mile rides, you might notice it more than on a full S-Works carbon bike or just any kind of full carbon bike. So that's really the main difference. Everyone asks me what the Allez Sprint is for. Sorry about that, guys. I just got a FaceTime call. But anyways, like I was saying, the Allez Sprint is going to be that bike that you can perform really well on. Let's say that you don't have the price of an S-Works bike. You don't need it. This bike will perform just as quick, just as fast. It's very lightweight. You don't have to really worry about any kind of long-term damaging. I wish that this was threaded. Maybe they're working on this being threaded. They haven't done any reduns for the Allez Sprint in forever since I think it's been released. So maybe they're working on it. That's why they only released a frame for this year. And maybe there'll be a revamp next year. Who knows? But it has similar aerodynamic qualities to the Venge. You can see it has the aero down tube seat post. It has the lower seat stays. It has the more aero front tubes and everything like that, but it's very stiff and it's a very, 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 very fast bike. So that's my personal opinion on the bike. I think the guy did a great job on this build. I love the components he chose. I love the bike. I love the color, actually. The color is absolutely sick. But I know you guys were asking for this bike. If you guys can find one, you're interested in getting a Allez Sprint, I think it's well worth any kind of money. You put the money into it. It's not a bike that's gonna break the bank depending on what kind of wheels you put onto it, and it's a bike that will last its time. You'll get your money's worth out of it, that's for sure. Even when you go to sell it, it'll still hold its value. It's a bike that you can race, ride, do whatever you want. If you want to make it comfort, you can. So I think it's worth the money. If you guys can find one, buy one. If you guys don't like this, then you don't like it. But that's gonna do it for this video, guys. I have some videos come up on the Athos. I have some videos coming up on the some ceramic seat pulleys. some Allays. I got a bunch of videos come out. It's been a little bit crazy and hectic here. It's finally some good weather where I can actually film and record, not with the windy tropical storms coming. But I thank you guys so much, and I'll see you all next video. Bye. All right, 2021 Specialized Allez Sprint disc. Free up body sound test coming up. Revolve Rapide CLs with a 18 tooth ratchet in there for the DT Swiss. Here we go. Wow. All right, guys, thank you so much for checking out the video, and I'll see you all next video. Bye.